Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is going to be my week 4 preview. I'm just going to touch on 5 games that caught my eye from the schedule and 5 games that I'll be keeping a close eye on. So first game I'm going to talk about is the Patriots versus the Bills. Now, surprisingly, both of these teams are 3-0. One of them very surprising that they are and the other one not so much. So obviously the Bills come in here after winning their first 3. Maybe haven't faced the greatest teams so far, but neither of the Patriots. They haven't really faced anyone of any who's going to be there at the end of the season, sort of thing. So, so with this game, I'm quite interested to see how the Bills get on now they're facing someone of this calibre. Obviously, through 3 games, I think the Patriots got a top rushing defence. But you kind of expect that because they've just been up so big so early that teams are going to be throwing the ball. And that's yards per game, not per carry as such. And the Bills have got a top 5 rushing offence. And I'll be interested to see how the Bills get on. The Bills, I think they can win this game, if I'm being honest. But I think the Patriots are going to let Josh Allen just beat them with his arm. And if he can, then well done to him. But they're going to sell out on the run, I think. And obviously they got great players on the back end, the Patriots, to be able to go one-on-one coverage and make Josh Allen throw it in the tight windows. Obviously Stephon Gilmore being the best of them back there. This one, I'm expecting actually to see a tight game here. I like the Bills' defense. I like what they're doing, and the Coach McDermott. Obviously, he's renowned for his defensive abilities as a coach. And I think this one's going to go down to the 4th quarter. And I'm actually feeling that the Bills might win this one. If they do, it's going to be by 3, isn't it? Or maybe it's going to be one score, isn't it? They're not going to blow the Patriots out, I can't imagine. And one person in this game I think might have a big game is Cole Beasley. Might sound a bit stupid, not a superstar name. But I think in that slot, I think if Josh Allen can be not reckless and composed with it, then I feel like Cole Beasley might be able to get quite a few catches underneath and do what the Patriots do to everyone else. Just cut them with paper cuts. Really looking forward to watching that one. So I'm actually going to pick the Bills to win that. That might sound a bit stupid come Sunday. Second game I'm going to touch on is the Vikings versus the Bears. Firstly, I think both teams are going to be right pumped up for this one. Obviously, the Packers lost last night against the Eagles in what was quite a good game, actually. Rodgers lit back to his usual self, except from those stupid touchdown interception in the red zone late on, and obviously they got stood up on the goal line after being first and goal from like the 1 or the 2 or something like that. That was a really good game, actually, and the Eagles got a much needed win. Obviously, I did mention in my last video that they need to win that one because they can't be going 1-3, especially with the Cowboys in their division, who seem to be rolling. So, fair play to the Eagles going and get that win against Green Bay and Lambeau Field. But so back to the Vikings and the Bears. I think this is going to give both teams added motivation because the Packers lost, because obviously they started 3-0, and the Vikings are going to have even more motivation to beat the Bears this time around because obviously at the end of last season, on the last day, the Bears beat the Vikings, which meant the Vikings didn't get into the playoffs. So you can't really get up for it much more than this, and obviously they're divisional rivals as well. So the Vikings beat the Raiders last week. The Raiders won't win many games this year, so that's not a massive achievement. But Kirk Cousins still isn't being the quarterback they want, is he? I mean, paid all this money for him. I really like him, but I'm going to be honest, he hasn't really performed at all this season just yet. Hasn't really got Stephon Diggs going. I have a feeling he's having a decent season so far, but be looking to see how Kirk gets on against this Bears defense, who's legit, aren't they? The Bears have got 6 turnovers so far this season. It just seems like they're carrying on from last season, doesn't it? A lot of people said in the off-season, these are the sort of things you can't continue and can't carry on and maintain. But here they are, 3 weeks in, having caused 6 turnovers. And Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald, those two they're a bit better than everyone else, aren't they? As in their positions, they're just elite. So that offensive line for the Vikings gonna have a handful, and obviously we all know with the Bears defense they're good on the back end as well. They got very good playmakers on that defense all over the place. Kirk Cousins, obviously he's got 4 touchdowns so far this season and 3 interceptions, which is the same as Trubisky, I think. And it seems like Trubisky's getting a bit more bad press for his performances rather than Kirk Cousins. Daniel Hunter has a sack in the first 3 games, so obviously he'll be looking to keep that up, getting a sack in each of the first 3. And I think the Bears fans, and to be honest, football fans, are going to be looking to see a different Mitch Trubisky in this game. He hasn't. I know he was never great last year, but he was better than he has been playing this year. He's got the weapons around him. And Matt Nagy's obviously very good offensive play caller, great plays called, and he just keeps, I don't know, he's just not confident in his own ability at the moment, I don't think. I'm picking the Vikings in this one. It's going to be low scoring, isn't it? I mean, I can't see either of these defences giving much up. I'll be looking to see what Dalvin Cook does in this game. Obviously, he's got off to a great start, and for me, when healthy, he's easily a top 5 running back in this league, if not top 3. All in all, I got the Vikings winning this one by a score. It's going to be very low scoring. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if one of these teams didn't even score a touchdown in this game. That's how close I think it might be. It's all going to be on those kickers. And the Bears know all about kickers, don't they? So next up, I'm going to talk about the Raiders and the Colts. This one is a bit of an unusual one to be in with this group of games, I think. But the reason I'm speaking about this one is the Colts have got some key players out through injury and on the injury report. And I just want to see if the Colts are who I think they are. When a great team have got players out in key positions, they beat up on teams like the Raiders who aren't the highest level, no matter what. Personally, I've got full confidence in Jacoby Brissett to do that. And this Colts defence to rise up no matter who's out. Obviously, I think Malik Hooker's out for a few weeks, isn't he? Darius Leonard was on the injury report, and they got a few others on there as well. But I'm interested to see if the Colts should be beating these by 10, 14, 17. They should be. Even with their players out. I think Ryan Kelly was on the injury report as well, the centre. This is Friday evening at the moment, so I'm not sure if anything's changed over the last so many hours. But I'll be looking to see the Colts put it on them, really. And with the Raiders, I mean, Derek Carr, I mean, he's not been the worst quarterback in the league, has he? But he's been far from the best, and I know he hasn't got much around him. I mean, Josh Jacobs had a good start to the season. But Derek Carr, it's not going to be long before the Raiders are planning the future without him. If they get one of the top picks, I know the Alabama quarterback is regarded to be the number one prospect, and Tua Tagovailoa, I don't know how you pronounce it, Tua. But yeah, they don't want to be losing. Well, they don't want to be. Derek Carr doesn't want to be losing these games because they're going to soon move on, in my opinion. So yeah, I've got the Colts winning this one by at least 10. They're going to put it on the Raiders, in my opinion. And then the Colts can go into a proper game in Week 5 where they play the Chiefs. So they will be hoping to get into that game with a 3-1 record. And talking of the Chiefs, I'm going to cover them now. And they're playing the Lions. Somehow the Lions are still unbeaten. I still can't figure that one out. But fair play to them. I mean, they played really well last weekend. I was really impressed with Matthew Stafford. Some of the throws he was making, especially on third down, was quality. And for me, this seems like the sort of game where both teams are going to score 30, 35. I've just got a feeling it's going to be a shootout. And it wouldn't surprise me if this is the sort of game where Matthew Stafford puts up monster numbers, 400 plus yards, and balls out. But unfortunately, he's on the other side. Is a guy who's the MVP last season and goes by the name of Patrick Mahomes, who can do what anyone else can do and better. Obviously, the Ravens, like most teams, have been put points up against the Chiefs, and the Chiefs just haven't had that defense, have they? If they sorted their defense out, how good could that team be? I mean, I don't know if it's because they expect Mahomes to score every time he goes on the pitch, so they don't give it their all, and they're just a bit complacent. Yeah, I'm not sure with that defense because they've got some decent parts in there. It's just that as a team, they just can't stop anyone. They can't stop a nosebleed at the moment. But yeah, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, he's averaging nearly 400 yards a game so far this season, which is just unreal. But yeah, that's the sort of numbers he's putting up last year, wasn't it? Just throwing for so many yards, and the throws he's making, I've never seen things like this before. That arm strength it's just throwing back across the field when he's off platform and stuff like that. When you see those sorts of things, you always see them getting picked off because they're underthrown and whatever. But no, they're straight on the money. But yeah, I've got the Chiefs winning this one. But I think it's going to be a really good game, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's a one-score game and both teams score in at least 30. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching that one, and I'm looking forward to watching Marvin Jones. Obviously, coming off a 100-yard game last weekend, and also Demarcus Robinson for the Chiefs. I like his game a lot, and I think Andy Reid's been quoted as saying he could be a superstar. I know a lot of coaches say this about their players, but when you've got that guy at quarterback throwing you the ball, I think he could probably make a lot of people superstars and a lot of people a lot of money. So yeah, and I think he's got 3 touchdowns this season already, so he'll be looking to add to that. So yeah, I got the Chiefs winning that one in a shootout. And then my final game that I'm going to touch on is the Cowboys at the Saints. So both of these teams, obviously, they're going to be aspiring for playoff berths this year, and that's probably not even going to be their main goal, is it? I mean, home field advantage, and these two teams looking to go the whole way. Obviously, the Saints have come across a bit of a hump in the road with Drew Brees going out, and obviously they got Teddy Bridgewater at the wheel of this offense. But last week, although he was quarterback, he wasn't really asked to do that much. I mean, it was basically give the ball to Alvin Kamara, whether that's handing it off to him or throwing it to him, and just let him take you down the field. I mean, Alvin Kamara's got that sort of talent, hasn't he? We've seen it all last season. He's incredible. And for someone who's not that big, he's just so elusive in between tackles. Anyway, I touched on that last video. But yeah, the Saints, they've been giving up quite a few big plays on offense. A few of them probably, they were against the Seahawks when the game was pretty much over last week, but still, their passing defense hasn't looked that great. And what we got coming into town here is the Cowboys, who Dak Prescott, He's thrown for 9 touchdowns so far this season. He's got 9 touchdowns. And he's got weapons on the outside like Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper, who just have absolute speed to burn. And Amari Cooper showing why he was picked so high in the draft by the Raiders and why he's renowned as such a good receiver. Zeke's come back from his trip wherever he was over the summer, and he looked like he hasn't missed a beat over pre-season. He's just coming back running the ball like typical Zeke. He loves to be fed. I think this Saints defense have got a team coming into town who just seem to be singing on all the right notes at the moment. I mean, the first half last week they didn't play that well actually, the offense, but when you got a team who can make such big changes at halftime and show such improved play in the second half, I think that's a positive thing to see. And Kellen Moore's system has seemed to fit Dak Prescott's skill set quite a lot, hasn't it? And I'm looking forward to watching that Cowboys offense go into New Orleans and put on a show. But that crowd's obviously going to be well up for it because is it Sunday Night Football? I believe it is. And might even be Monday Night Football. Either one of them. But I'm really looking forward to watching that game. That's going to be a top game, and I'll be interested to see what they ask of Teddy Bridgewater to do, because obviously Sean Payton's going to have some things up his sleeve. It wouldn't surprise me to see a lot more of Taysom Hill this week, even at quarterback, and taking some big shots down the field. Because obviously they're not going to be their passing offense is going to be a bit different with Drew Brees out, and obviously Michael Thomas is one of the best receivers, so you need to try and get the ball into his hands whenever you can, really. But in this game, I've got the Cowboys winning by at least a touchdown. I think they're going to put on a show this game, and the thing is with the Cowboys, their defense is really good as well. They got some top players on defense, so I've got the Cowboys winning this by at least a touchdown and silencing that crowd in New Orleans and going to 4-0. So that's the end of the video. Got the Bills beating the Patriots. Might sound silly. The Vikings beating the Bears. The Colts putting it on the Raiders big time, but I'm more interested in to see the performance in that one. The Chiefs to beat the Lions in a shootout, and then the Cowboys to pull it on the Saints in New Orleans. If you've disagreed with any of my picks, leave a comment below. Tell me why the pick's wrong and your reasoning why you think someone else is going to win. If you have enjoyed the video, if you could leave a like on the video, that'd be great. And if you could subscribe to the channel as well, that'd be great actually. So I will be releasing another video of my preview of the Browns versus the Ravens, which is a big game for the Browns, and hopefully my Browns can get a win this weekend. But we'll talk about that in the next video. So be sure to look out for that one. But until then, peace out.